Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. A new biosecurity zone has been established north of Newcastle after the deadly varroa mite was discovered at 3 more properties. The parasite was first detected at the port of Newcastle last week, prompting a ban on the movement of bees across New South Wales. An infested premises has been detected at Bulahdelah, with another 10-kilometre eradication zone and an extended 50-kilometre biosecurity zone put in place there. The mites were also found yesterday at 2 sites in Newcastle and Seaham, prompting the expansion of Newcastle's eradication zone around Seaham. The New South Wales Health Minister says the current 3% pay offer to nurses and midwives across the state, including the Hunter, is fair, and the government won't be changing its position. It comes after mass stop work meetings yesterday vowed to press for a 7% increase, with the Nurses and Midwives Association saying further industrial action is on the cards. They also want the government to address nurse-to-patient ratios to improve patient care and safety. Brad Hazard says the proposed model isn't workable.
So there are ratios that are in place. The type of ratios that they're now wanting are more recent, but the Labor Party in New South Wales has indicated they don't support it. Certainly the government can't support it. Because it is just such a rigid formula that it would make some wards have to close in hospitals. So it's not an appropriate step forward.
A Newcastle man is due to face court today after being arrested during climate protests in Sydney yesterday. The 23-year-old from New Lambton was one of 11 arrested during protest action by Blockade Australia. He's been charged with 3 offences, including obstructing drivers and pedestrians, resisting arrest and assaulting an officer in the execution of duty. The man's been refused bail to face Central Local Court today. Blockade Australia has called off its plans for further demonstrations in Sydney today. Hunter residents are being reminded the New South Wales government's free flu shot scheme will end at the end of the month. Free influenza vaccinations are still available to all New South Wales residents over the age of 6 months until tomorrow. Public health physician Dr David Durheim is reminding locals not to forget about COVID with the rise of flu cases.
Anybody who hasn't had their flu jab should get their flu jab as soon as possible. Anybody who's due for either their 3rd dose or their winter booster of their COVID jab, really don't delay any longer.
Nominations for the upcoming Singleton Council election close today. Candidates have until midday to submit their nomination, with a ballot draw to be held tomorrow. Elections are being run again in Singleton, Kempsey and Shell Harbour councils after last year's results were deemed void by the Supreme Court due to the failure of the online iVote system. Newcastle Council is hoping to beautify the city with the help of a panel of art and architecture experts. The Public Art Reference Group will come together on a bi-monthly basis to consider new public art proposals and support major street art events. Councillor and Group Chair Carol Duncan says they're already working hard to improve public spaces in Newcastle.
One of the major murals over at Wickham is by an artist called Black Douglas, who, of course, just a few short weeks ago won the Archibald Prize. So we're really proud that the city has a major Black Douglas artwork on one of our public walls.
2NURFM Sport.
With the absence of Kalen Ponga, Tex Hoy will get what may be his last shot at NRL glory for the Newcastle Knights. Hoy is set to make a departure to Super League side Hull FC following the match with the Titans this Friday. 5'8" Anthony Milford says he's confident Hoy can do the job.
I think it gives a really good opportunity for Tex to play really well, and I think he deserves it, or whoever steps into that position. So a lot of depth here at the Knights, which is good to see. So I'm sure whoever takes up that next position will do a job for us.
The Hunters' Rose Davies is making good preparation ahead of her Commonwealth Games debut in Birmingham. Davies was selected for Australia's track and field team yesterday and will compete in the 5 and 10,000 metre events. The 22-year-old sealed a personal best in the 5,000 during the Australian Championships in April. And the Maitland Magpies have a shot at first on the NPL ladder when they play Lambton Jaffers in a catch-up game tonight. The Pies are coming off the back of their Australia Cup loss to Broadmeadow Magic midweek and will be without Sean Pratt. That's sport. I'm Jordan Regnis.
And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 23, 28, 38, 42, 43, 44 and 47, and the supplementaries are 24, 39 and 41. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.